Not Earth. But my realm, I was chosen as God here. But death looms closely. 27 rival gods stand here. I must earn devotion and harvest this world's creature faith. Only through loyal followers can I conquer this divine trial. If I fail, only absolute destruction awaits. Meet Fang, the legendary player from the game Silent World, mastering game technology. He utterly crushed the number 2 player, Uchiha, and became the first to sweep every single achievement. Too easy. Congratulations on perfectly clearing all system missions. Beta servers officially closed. Silent World is fully launching now. Player Fang, you have earned early access to the server. Enter the game now. Without hesitating for a second, Fang accepted, blinking awake. He stood amidst absolute crumbling ruins. Where is this place? Is this just a dream? Suddenly, a mysterious voice echoed. A stunning goddess appeared nearby. Do not panic. You aren't the only one summoned. Is this Earth? Fang disagreed, recognizing this oddly familiar landscape. This is the Lost Continent, straight from the game. Everyone brought here can potentially become a true god. Listen carefully. This is reality. These lands were abandoned previously, long ago. A glorious civilization thrived right on this soil. Countless races lived peacefully. Now, welcome the grand era of awakening. This continent was forged strictly to find worthy divine candidates. Essentially, everything operates exactly like the game's mechanics. Harvest native faith and ascend as the absolute supreme god. What if I just surrender? You will return home and completely forget this encounter. Join, and there is no escape. 2 ultimate fates await. Crumble into worthless ashes, or claim the highest divine throne. You have 15 minutes. Only 27 challengers currently remain. Fang realized that number matched the game's maximum server limit. The exact same hardcore rules from Silent World applied here. Choose your starting zone and forge your divine path forward. Pulling his fate card, he instantly teleported. His face paled, realizing his first draw's curse. The Insect Zone, a hellish area swarming with deadly monsters. Despite this misfortune, it secretly acted as a massive blessing. This isolated wasteland sat forgotten in the far eastern corner, free from bloody conflict, granting him precious time to awaken. Using this strategic advantage, evolving a bug civilization was genius. Take the native frog race roaming this brutal territory, but their staggering numbers caused headaches. This target was impenetrable, 500 frogs impossible, yielding only 10 faith points. Insufficient. He desperately needed fresh prey. Perfect. The lizardmen. They were natural insect predators, unlike other species. This iron-willed race survives without a single drop. Scanning the area, Fang spotted a young lizard man bleeding profusely. He caught his eye. A tragic victim of ruthless tribal power. The more the cruel world broke him, the brighter his raging will to survive burned. In these dead wastelands, water was rare, let alone food. Suddenly, the tribe roared. They cornered a bleeding wild antelope. Strong warriors charged forward, while the frail and dying could only beg for scraps after the feast finally ended. Some argued that feeding the dying was a pathetic waste. Recently, a monstrous saber-toothed tiger had ambushed their camp. Alf took fatal hits guarding his weak tribe. Elders debated his tragic fate. Then, night fell. As all slept, an eerie whisper jolted Alf awake. Tracking the sound, he froze. A divine butterfly hovered. It called his very soul. He followed without hesitating. Reaching the summit, he found a towering pile of bugs. Staring at this epic bounty, he simply could not believe it. Was this an ancient, legendary miracle? With this feast, Fang's tribal faith points skyrocketed fast. The swarm fed them, setting Fang's master plan in motion. Worshipping the nameless lord, they praised this holy sign. Delivering endless food naturally shot Alf's tribal rank up. Soon, the glowing guide returned with another path. Facing freezing winds, The terrified tribe begged to retreat. No, we will trust the glowing guide. This dead wasteland holds nothing for us. Better to trust heaven than starve. Fang watched silently. Their weak faith wasn't enough for his direct intervention. If they truly believed, a legendary future awaited them. Alf marched boldly, finding a hidden desert oasis. He knew the nameless lord guided them to salvation. Meanwhile, Fang's ancient power surged up. Swarm domain hit level 2. Unlocking Beetle Blessing. Receiving this grace, Alf's aura exploded with power. By midnight, the evolved god invaded his servant's dreams. Alf needed a sacred idol. Fang manifested wearing a skull. Was this their god at dawn? Alf revealed his dream. They must slay a beast and carve its giant bones. The elders trembled. Raging beasts meant certain death. Sensing their fear, the hero departed completely alone. Gasps echoed. But he ignored their pathetic whimpering. The blessing didn't just heal. It awoke monstrous strength. He hurled his spear, instantly shattering a distant oak tree into absolute dust. A wild herd descends the slope. Alf sees divine guidance. He charges alone. One arrow strikes a massive beast down. Witnessing his legendary might, the whole tribe rushes to fight. By moonlight, Alf carves a bone totem, leading a sacred rite, bowing in deep awe to the nameless beetle god. Though primitive, every single soul prays with burning devotion. Fang's faith points explode. His struggles yield sweet rewards. The truth, Fang lured those beasts using magical bait grass to bless his followers with endless food reserves. But tragedy strikes. The reckless tribe devours the calves too. In this primal era, true farming knowledge is zero. Their water is fading fast, maybe lasting a few mere years. Without farming or herding, a devastating doom awaits them. Impossible for these kids to survive this crisis alone, bound by strict system rules. Fang cannot interfere directly, so our deity crafts a master plan. Several tense days pass. One night, a strange vision strikes Alf. The sacred altar trembles. He wakes up and rushes to the peak, only to see a massive armed force arriving from afar. Their skin color reveals the truth. His old tribe. Madness. The vicious chief rides a terrifying earth dragon. With such colossal numbers, the whole village has migrated. Their original homeland is totally wiped out. Alf hopes this invading army is simply passing through. Their hilltop stronghold stays hidden from enemy sight. Disaster-reckless guards blow their cover and attack. The chief is totally stunned by this wild ambush. It seems these wanderers completely lost their way. Alf breathes deep. Stay calm. This is destiny. Everyone gasps. A divine trial. Alf nods with absolute conviction. Yes, not just a trial, but a holy mission to save their kin. We share the exact same blood. The mystic butterfly returns. Is this the Almighty's true will? A dark future. But they will risk death for divine will. Fang instantly grasps Alf's hidden ambition. Both factions must unite to evolve their civilization. Insane, Alf claims destiny himself. With zero dream visions, such monstrous resolve. His willpower stat shattered 14. Fang weeps with absolute pride. If Alf evolves into a fearless chief who forges his path, he will surely lead his people toward true independence. No more micromanagement. He will perfectly execute my plans. The enemy chief mocks warnings, breaching the holy grounds. Alf steps forward calmly and declares, "Here, we have food, water, and our god." This is the beetle's realm, but the stubborn chief ruthlessly ordered a terrifying bloody massacre. My forces are invincible. True leaders know how to use them. Alf shook his head firmly. I refuse to start wars. The displaced will receive divine protection. You shall earn his blessing. The arrogant tribal chief merely laughed out loud. Utter fools instantly. The earth dragon lunged. Alf faced the beast. Alf knew divine intervention was his only path to absolute victory. He dropped to his knees, praying fiercely within his soul, begging for power. But the monster offered zero openings. His spear shattered completely upon impact. The wicked chief sneered. Die now. Meanwhile, Fang watched everything unfold from the shadows. Suddenly, the system triggered a brand new quest civilization clash. Intertribal combat commenced, granting both sides massive experience, point boosts, perfect timing. The hidden mission requirements were now flawlessly met. Your tribe gained exclusive territory, and you successfully unlocked divine skills. Activate now. Fang smashed the confirm button without a second thought. A second later, holy light cascaded down, enveloping Alf entirely. At that exact same moment, the beast slashed. The chief expected carnage, but struck only air. Blessed by the gods, insane power exploded through Alf's veins. The chief glared at the unbothered warrior, his face drained pale. How did you dodge? No second chances yet. Alf radiated pure confidence. The Earth Dragon's combat power reached 87. Alf's original base stats were only 30. But divine intervention triggered a rank D celestial physical skill, making him 200 times stronger. This terrifying power gap shocked everyone. One devastating punch landed. The giant beast instantly crashed down unconscious. The crowd realized, without the absolute blessing of the gods, that feat was impossible, still refusing defeat. The chief charged wildly. Alf merely shook his head in pity, annoyed by such stubbornness. A single casual slap knocked the chief out cold. Witnessing this absolute dominance, the blue-skinned warriors instantly dropped their weapons. Right on cue. The divine blessing's time limit expired and vanished. Alf stared at his bare hands in complete and utter disbelief. That overwhelming surge. It felt like the heavens had possessed him. Fang smiled proudly from afar. Soon after, the dark night finally fell. Alf sat pondering their fate. These newcomers outnumbered his tribe 6-1. He realized this tiny oasis could never sustain such massive numbers. They had to leave and forge a much stronger, grander civilization. Luckily, the conquered tribe possessed countless brilliant minds and elite skills. At dawn the following morning, Alf consulted the blacksmith about crafting top-tier, high-quality iron weaponry. The master revealed they could have forged masterpieces without their previous tyrant. However, this intense smelting process demanded massive amounts of wood fuel. Alf glared at his short sword, plotting his next ambitious move. This gear does more than boost hunting. It multiplies our tribe's combat power. I'll think it over. I'll answer tomorrow. As the blacksmith left, the one-armed lizard man approached. Hearing Alf needed a guide, he offered his services. Alf's gaze sharpened. You've wandered endlessly, haven't you? He asked. The veteran smiled. His aging body had wandered, seeking a final home. There, I mastered reading directions. Alf grew curious. What makes you so completely sure? He pointed at the night sky. My answers lie in the stars above, beyond the sky. Alf instantly understood. The shifting stars. He nodded slowly. Their mystery formed an eternal compass. Master the star map, and you'll never lose your way. Staring into the endless void, awe swelled within Alf's chest. The veteran began teaching him position reading via the stars. He explained how stars shifted with the changing seasons. Time flowed. The silent night finally fell. He promised to test tonight's lesson when tomorrow came. As he left, the Earth Dragon Keeper rushed to Alf. He reported the fierce beast had calmed after feeding today. Before, the Earth Dragon was vicious to everyone. The keepers were crushed and powerless. But seeing Alf changed its aura. Now, it trembles in pure fear. Absolute terror bound its soul, making its movements cautious. It ate Alf's food. As he signaled it to obey, the mighty Earth Dragon submitted. Alf narrowed his eyes. The heavens kept it alive for a reason. Destiny's puzzle awaited. But the keeper had another reason to rush. While feeding it today, a brilliant idea struck his mind. If we can conquer a beast as mighty as this, we can tame other vicious monsters too. Alf nodded, urging him on. The keeper pointed sharply toward wild bulls at the base. Instantly, Fang received a prompt. Alf's tribe unlocked wild bull taming. Historically, human civilization once split into two factions. One focused on farming, the other on beast herding. Though not a true primitive era, this game mirrored real history. Every great civilization was born from massive river valleys. Geography formed the farming world, but Fang chose the lizardmen, a physically superior race with godlike adaptation. For them, beast taming outclassed farming, with slight guidance. Evolution skyrocketed. The system gave them wings. Thanks to Alf, the blacksmith gathered materials for lethal weapons. Their hard work paid off, successfully forging basic iron gear. For a primitive Stone Age tribe, this was an evolutionary leap. But what gave Fang chills? The first seed of astronomy had awakened. Currently, this knowledge is ancient, more like simple astrology. But someday, this power will shake the world. Gazing at the stars, Al finally understood. One arm's worship of the sky compass. Mysterious, yet its bright light guided their destiny so clearly. Gripping his steel blade tightly, Alf rallied them, declaring his absolute vision. Our God has guided us. He even reunited our lost brothers' souls. God also saved us from certain death. But staying here means ruin. God demands survival, not division. We must live to save more souls. This is our God's divine will. I decree. At dawn, we leave to hunt for massive resources. Alf ordered one arm to teach star reading and reveal the route. At dawn, we march right for 10 full days without stopping. Then, we trace the dead lake right for 15 days. Next, we brave barren mountains and death valleys for 3 days. Finally, we will step into our ultimate destination, the eternal forest, a resource paradise. There, our tribe will rise greater. Meanwhile, Alf summoned the scout tracking the earth dragon. Jack, why didn't you eat our hunted bull at all? We risked our lives. Yet you refused a single bite. Jack flinched, fearing a fatal error. He hadn't thought that deeply. He honestly just wasn't hungry yet. If I eat now, nothing remains when true hunger strikes. Hearing that firm resolve, Alf nodded in satisfaction. Resist temptation. Look to tomorrow. Alf challenged. Can you keep this up? Unless I starve, I will hold back. Excellent work. Seeing his blazing will, Alf dropped a far more crucial mission. A razor-sharp spear suddenly appeared. The sight left everyone shocked. Even tribal chiefs rarely wield relics of this insane quality. A sacred artifact for conquering the inner hunger demon. Eyes flared with envy. The Unchosen burned with savage instincts to surpass limits. Instantly, Alf grabbed the bull skull and covered his face. This projected absolute authority over his tribe. The tribe's survival is on them. This hellscape hides death in every shadow. Suddenly, the epic bullbone knight stood valiantly before them. Carve the nameless beetle god's name into your souls. He will always bless us. But deep down, Alf knew this wasn't divine will. This was his absolute will. Rotting here means digging their own fatal graves. The only way out is charging forward to escape this land. Forgive my sins. Oh, nameless beetle god. Watching all this turmoil in the Lizardman clan, Fang's divine eyes scanned it all. He predicted Alf's bold maneuver. Otherwise, he wouldn't be worthy of bearing a priest's destiny. Through off, Fang awakened a terrifyingly legendary new power. Off's level skyrocketed. Stats multiplying. You achieved remarkable results here. You never disappoint. From this moment, you are the true leader. For 3 agonizing days, the lizardmen marched through the scorching, cruel desert. This brutal heat could easily crush a mighty earth dragon. When their beast collapsed, utter panic erupted as everyone rushed forward. One arm noticed the beast failing. Alf quickly signaled the exhausted troops to rest. Alf's heavy heart hesitated. Could they even survive this journey? The army's vital rations were practically depleted to nothing. They could only bow, praying for a divine miracle from above. Suddenly, a frantic scout approached. He reported unknown hostiles blocking their path. Alf stepped forward, absolutely stunned to discover a rogue goblin horde, facing the lethal gleam of the fearsome lizardmen blades. The trembling goblin dropped his axe, bowing with his remaining food. Wait, this is a huge misunderstanding. I fled the abyss just to scavenge in this dead forest. Off narrowed his eyes. What nightmare had conquered their home? A horrific beast claimed my mountain. Sweat drenched Off's tense face. That was their exact route. From above, Fang observed the rising tension. Fang sensed lethal danger. A colossal centipede awaited its next prey. This squad could never defeat it, especially facing its deadly venomous fangs. The silent world remembered its terrifying lore. This abomination was actually forged by gods before they vanished, left behind as cursed trash when divinities abandoned Earth. The goblin guided Off closer. Off's eyes widened at its unfathomable size. Every breath shook the mountain. The panicked goblin desperately signaled for silence. That is just its snoring. Off demanded. How long to detour? 8 days. One arm replied. Off's brow furrowed in deep thought. Fang understood this hesitation perfectly. The brutal logic made sense. He was drowning in an impossibly heavy dilemma. A detour meant survival for everyone. Which fateful path will you choose? Off. Suddenly, Carol, Off's small companion, realized a game-changing detail, spotting massive boulders above. She devised a crazy scheme to crush the beast. Prepare for battle. Our current high ground offers absolute advantage. Her inspiration sparked directly from the blacksmith's heavy battle gear. Hand me a massive lever, and I will shake heaven itself. They positioned heavy timber beneath the boulders, ready to unleash crushing devastation. Brilliantly simple logic. Yet, shattering this monster's armor seemed practically impossible. The lethal impact multiplies if every boulder crashes down simultaneously. Fang remained highly skeptical this desperate gamble would work. Pulling the lever, a brutal avalanche of boulders plummeted toward the centipede. As the monstrous insect finally sensed the approaching death, falling rocks smashed violently, brutally attempting to crush its skull. Pure madness. 3 massive boulders failed to end its life. Its armor merely cracked, awakening a truly unstoppable hellish fury instead. Amidst the chaos, Off commanded his troops to drop the massive boulders immediately. Fang realized mere mortals could never move such gigantic stones in the blink of an eye. Without hesitation, the deity channeled his divine grace right into Off's body. A blinding holy aura erupted. Off fiercely hoisted the giant boulder all by himself. With monstrous strength, he violently hurled the deadly boulder down into the abyss. He knew the demon centipede was too agile at dodging falling rocks, so his own body became the bait. Off dove off the cliff, focusing his killing intent. His spear pierced the savage beast perfectly in its blind spot, thrown off balance by the strike. The demon failed to dodge the falling doom. The first boulder completely shattered its armor. It fully paralyzed the savage beast. The second strike fell as its ultimate demise. The deity smirked with satisfaction. This epic hunt ended in a flawless victory. A moment later, a glowing system prompt materialized. Your clan successfully eradicated the catastrophic ancient beast. Fang claimed the ultimate prize, the coveted soul crystal of the Centipede King. Every deity wields divine relics. Worship alone can spark the miracles of creation. But forging new life demands incredibly rare, core materials as a sacrifice. Armed with this soul crystal, I can awaken a brand new living entity. Living beings are vessels of faith, radiating divine power with every single breath, especially if they evolve beyond their original limits. They could reach holy status, becoming an apostle or even a divine vessel. Yet Fang hesitated. Would this world's laws of creation match his old game? Meanwhile, Carol butchered the monster's corpse. With brute force, she ripped off its leg. If this demon meat was actually edible, the clan would secure an endless feast. After testing its safety, Carol confirmed it was safe, but without mystic spices. The raw meat tasted like poison. She spotted wild herbs growing on the rocks, If they masked the foul stench, it would taste heavenly. With that herbal blend, the foul demon meat instantly turned into a divine delicacy, breaking the silence. Carol suddenly asked off about the clan's future heir. In her eyes, the king absolutely needed an heir. Off froze completely. This highly sensitive topic had never even crossed his mind. Carol's piercing gaze locked on him. If you ignore this, then what about my feelings? Before Off could even reply, a brilliant golden glow shattered his remaining focus. An ancient metal tablet engraved with mystic runes. It fell off the monster's back. This was pure gold from his wandering days. Legends say its radiant shine would never fade. No matter how much time passed, Off gripped the gold tightly, instantly sucked into a deep whirlpool of memories. All things in this universe decay and melt. Nothing is truly eternal, yet this gold defied all decay. Its original master clearly sealed a secret inside. The pitch-black night swallowed the world. Off stood frozen on the cliff, eyes locked on the gold. A massive mystery was hiding within. Suddenly, a bizarre movement in the darkness hijacked his focus. A swarm of insects danced around a carcass, as if delivering a divine revelation. Off's eyes widened in shock. The insect dance perfectly mirrored the golden runes. Following nature's bizarre clue, he aligned the mystic symbols and woke a slumbering ancient mystery. Morning broke, changing everything. Alf rushed to Carol to reveal his discovery. He carved a sacred emblem as his true mark. Another was for Carol. Sacred marks of union. Parallel signs meant marriage. This was Alf's vow. Such crazy events usually take centuries to unfold. But this happened instantly for Fang. True legendary luck. The entire Lizardman tribe was wildly celebrating a seemingly normal hunting feast. Actually, this was their fierce wedding ritual, hunting monstrous beasts as tributes for their mates. Fang watched with a grin, awaiting their glorious evolution. Days later, fully supplied, Alf prepared his departure. He ordered the goblin chief to stay. The threat was destroyed. The goblin leader felt indebted. Without you, we would be ashes. He introduced his son. This boy knows the wild. He will be your guide. The forest was a monster trap. The scene shifted, finding strange tracks. The clueless lizards consulted their expert, one-armed hero. He instantly knew the awful truth. Frogmen tracks. Frogmen were wild. Some good. Others viciously evil. Having scouts meant they were hardened by true warfare. Footprints revealed 5 elite frogmen infiltrated here. Their main force was larger. Alf quickly rushed home. Arriving, he expanded the borders and heavily fortified. Tasks were assigned with strict precision. Alf knew a hostile race was secretly hunting his people. Since relocating, the invading frogmen hadn't appeared. Everyone hoarded food to ensure the tribe's survival. Fang was absolutely certain. Few players were this wild. The lizardmen launched highly organized combat drills, rapidly evolving shelters to conquer nature's wrath. Crazier still, they successfully invented runic symbols, and this ancient text quickly spread across the tribe. Fusing codes with powerful sacred runes, they successfully crafted maps and recorded daily tasks. This deeply fueled their working spirit, shooting the tribe's harvest to the skies. Truly epic leap. Elsewhere, the terrible locust swarm endlessly multiplied. Fang's insect zone hit level 4, shattering all limits. Beasts abroad are multiplying. I should reap massive profit. Owl's might and the tribe's combat prowess defied logic. But this was merely the beginning. A nightmarish threat awaited. Jack dashed toward Alf in sheer panic. The frog army stormed the front gate. Soon, the amphibian horde swarmed the camp. Alf bravely stepped up to face the menace. He frowned. A lizard man stood among the frog ranks. A grim feeling hit him. Were they seeking peace? The lead frog stepped up to declare himself. I am Shook, son of Roy. We seek no war here, Alf calmly replied. Lizards seek no war either. Yet the frogs accused them of trespassing. But Alf saw the truth. This land was empty. No frog tracks existed. If we crossed borders, I will apologize, but that is a total lie. We traveled far just to build a quick camp. Alf glared sharply while praising Shook. You look worthy to be the next great chief. Right. Shook felt immense pride at the words. Here, Alf sniffed out their rotten motives. Exactly. The chief sent them to spy on us. Chillingly, another lizard joined their mob, highly suspicious. I must slowly dig for intel. Alf invited them inside for a casual chat. Let us forge a pact and feast tonight. Before Shook agreed. A frog guard cut in. Shook hesitated, but Alf quickly swayed him. Just a simple dinner banquet. Truly, hearing food. The greedy frogs just agreed. Alf swiftly served a whole roasted goat. His real goal exposed the true lizard agenda, but he could not raise any frog alarms. Alf started fishing with friendly talk. What necklace? The magical Kotoris feather. A truly terrifying beast. Huge. Resend is toxic. And Wild Alf baited him more. Could a spear slay it? Shook mocked. Demanding the lizard Locke's bow. Locke brought it. And Shook set a far target. Alf read the room. This was his golden chance. After the flex, Alf took aim and purposely missed. As planned. Locke went to fetch the missed arrow, using the stray arrow as an excuse. Alf finally cornered Locke all alone. There. Locke claimed their frog bond was mutual, but this only deepened Alf's doubts. A dark secret lurked behind it. Alf hinted lizards easily outmatched frogs. Locke begged for frog shields. Fearing ruin, Alf ordered Locke to bury this talk. Claim it was about archery. The scene shifts. Spiced goat meat was devoured greedily. They praised it. But Alf slyly hyped up beef. Shook agreed. Missing wild bison hunts. Alf revealed his tribe caught a beast. Shook's body instantly froze stiff. Sensing this, Alf offered bison for arrows. Shook agreed. But a panic scream erupted. Shook wavered, buying time to plot his move, hiding killing intent. He claimed total peace. He even showed off Locke's fake bond with them, using Locke as a prop. Alf's guard skyrocketed. Shook's words flowed like a rehearsed script, without clues. Alf would be totally fooled. Dusk fell fast. After a chat, the frogs finally departed. Shook patted a trembling Locke. Alf noticed it. These weren't true allies at all. Upon returning to their dark turf, they dragged Locke, questioning Alf. Locke held firm, claiming arrow talk. Scarface kicked Locke. Locke panicked, lying to keep his cover intact. Secret arts demand a massive price. Shook bought it, smirking at Locke's dark work. His face turned cruel, eyeing island captives. Obey to live. Fresh sacrifices have arrived. Locke swore total. Blind obedience. The frog's warm welcome was a deadly trap. 200 men face 1,500 frogs. Their trump card, a twin-headed snake god. Locke felt doomed. Alf seemed tough, but had only 600 men. Doubting Alf, he'd trade lizards to save his son. Time passed. The frogs were stunned. The lizards actually captured the wild beast. Trade arrows, and the beast is yours. Locke pushed to unite, citing their blind spots, luring Alf to the base, promising vast resources. Meanwhile, Alf tested his half-strength arrows. The plan worked, but without the true core, the power cannot compare. The frogs keep returning. Alf knows this piece is a rotten lie. Dark motives hide in shadows. What is their endgame? Lizards stay sharp. One slip means certain death. Meanwhile, the herbal mixture reaches an insane level. Incredible results, all thanks to a healer controlling nature. Focus shifts back to Loach. Carol offers one final chance, trapped deep inside the frog's vicious grip. Elsewhere, Loach is devastated after failing to drag Alf here. Shook stops Scarface. Loach cannot die just yet. Slam down. Scarface retreats. Shook forces Loach to move faster. The blood sacrifice executes much sooner. Lure Alf and his squad, then slaughter them in one strike. Why? Their chief is dying. A frog secret Shook purposely leaked to Loach. A bizarre plague causes an agonizing itch across the body. A sickening white web begins crawling across the skin. The deadly web spreads, choking airways until they suffocate. Fatal itch. Pure madness. Loach thinks, what is Shook's endgame in revealing this? A psychological trap. He swears the lizards will never know. Shook ignores it. Secrets rot. Suddenly, an insane idea hits Loach. Warn the lizards that this fast-spreading plague devours souls. His herbal brew instantly rots the victim's flesh away. Shook smiles wickedly. If Loach drags Alf here, he promises, his child goes completely free. Pour everything into this mission. Loach demands a condition. Hand over the arrow as pure proof. Despite hesitating, the frogs finally yield. The next day, the frog envoy returns with massive treasure. Lizards offer potions, but face rejection. The price gap is huge. Fake peace talks echo again, but Alf's piercing gaze sees through them. He demands one thing: a private chat with Loach. Cornered, Shook agrees. Alf swiftly drags Loach away from the crowd. Now clear, Loach keeps acting, praising the frogs while begging Alf to drop his suspicions. A blue butterfly lands on Loach with piercing eyes. Alf whispers that this suspicion goes too far. Time to end this. I will expose our secret. Loach stares at strange dirt symbols. Alf replies calmly that he calls these letters. Each stroke has pure meaning. This symbol means rejection. That means deception. Loach asks hesitantly if they combine. Alf nods. Combined. The meaning is never lie. It means honesty. Loach freezes. Why keep this divine secret from the frogs? Reading his mind, Alf softly says it is purely a matter of faith. To hell with this tribal war. What truly matters is, can we trust each other? With a heavy heart, Loach deflects, saying there are no boundaries left. Alf cut in fiercely. Never trusted those frogs. This plot runs deep. We know exile's bitter sting. Our destinies tie. Locke flinched. Alf shattered every hidden illusion. Seeing his shock, true trust bloomed. Elsewhere, Shook praised Locke's perfect bait. Scarface sneered. Led straight to their core. We know their exact military might. Barely 300 souls. Pathetic. Thanks to our spy. He nodded. Your price, Locke whispered. My child's freedom. Scarface shook his head. Denied. Relax. I keep promises. Night brought heavy doubt. Should he fight for the lizards? Outnumbered, lizards couldn't fire secret weapons. He fought, trusting Alf's unwavering gaze. Why place faith in me? I'm a fraud. Dawn brought the bloody march. Shook stepped up, playing perfect host, spinning sweet lies of eternal harmony. Alf played along. Heavily armed troops, monster defense. Shook smirked at the bait. The plan intoxicate mighty Alf, then strike with venom. Alf-eyed Locke. Squatting, Locke sketched secret dirt codes, silently mapping every lizard strike zone. Alf summoned him forward. Locke grinned. Once seated, the party begins. A truly unforgettable peace summit. One dirt glance. Alf knew the play. His mask nodded. Let the bloodbath commence. The lizard vanguard was already primed. Spears impaled the hidden frog snipers. Instantly, the enemy line utterly crumbled. Alf roared, wipe them all out. Elite assassin fell. Cowards scattered fast. Carol panicked. Archers forming. Alf stayed calm. Retaliation was ready. He dragged Locke aside. Critical mission. Only you can do this. Shook's rage erupted. Locke's swift betrayal stung. Surviving frog warriors finally regrouped. Someone roared. Lizard stamina is fading. Hold for backup. Victory is absolute. Suddenly, toxic arrows rained down. One scratch meant agonizing death. The oblivious frogs missed the lizard's battle formation. Shield walls blocked arrows, leaving Shook completely stunned. He roared, "Keep firing! Stop those fools!" Suddenly, a foul scent emerged. Thick smoke blotted the sky. The frog archer formation shattered. Alf's top secret infiltration mission meant for luck. Infiltrate, free captives, and burn houses for a smokescreen. Locke's eyes flared. The time has come, charge now. Seeing them hesitate, Locke barked. This is our only escape. Trust the lizards. We will crush these frogs completely. Realizing their home was truly under siege, prisoners rebelled, forcing Shook to signal a rapid retreat. His soldiers protested fiercely. Too much blood had already spilled. Shook screamed, "Idiots! If the heir dies, we perish. Must we awaken that two-headed legendary serpent god?" Shook refused to take such suicidal gambles. Another way. Seeing the flames, Scarface sensed an all-out war. A scout reported, "Shook's forces have 15 men." Scarface calculated fast. "We still have 45 elite warriors. We easily dominate them." He ordered his squad to coat their arrows in poison. Suddenly, rustling bushes completely shattered the frog's remaining fighting courage. That colossal shadow was a monster. The frog shot blindly at the noise. Arrows hit. A colossal earth dragon stood defying the sky. Poison arrows bounced off. Its rocky hide was totally immune. Their lethal attacks did absolutely nothing. Without mercy, the dragon lunged and swallowed a frog soldier alive. Scarface dodged fast, narrowly escaping grim death. He threw toxic frogs, making his troops do alike, hoping venom worked. The beast happily devoured all of them instead. Crunch. Delicious. Just like roast chicken. Scarface froze in shock and was instantly swallowed completely whole. Elsewhere, an assassin snuck up on Alf, but he stayed calm. One lethal tail whip shattered incoming enemy arrows. Carol charged in for the kill, leaving just one survivor standing. Locke's forces joined the bloody slaughter, but Alf felt deeply uneasy. Amidst this total chaos, why was the Chief Roy missing? Watching from afar, Fang wore a mysterious smirk. That was his doing. He had engineered a truly vile mucus virus. Terrifyingly, this deadly plague purely targeted the amphibian race. The exact moment Alf left the Holy Lands, Fang secured the virus 100 kilometers away. Beetle swarms became couriers for this plague. Once unleashed, the chieftain fell to the deadly disease. Roy doomed the lizards to stop the plague, but he utterly failed. Madness Roy fed those kids to the twin-headed snake god. He begged his god to erase the lizard clan. Luck froze. Seeing Alf pale and gasping, sensing grave danger, Alf demanded answers. Desperate, Locke begged to raid that Center Lake Island now. The vile frog tribe is offering the kids to the snake now. Gods ignore disasters. But you can fight. Alf remained coldly calm. Every elite frog warrior is guarding there. Poison arrows will kill us all. Locke tightly gripped Alf's arm. Please, Alf. My son is there. Blazing fury ignited Alf's eyes. He punched Locke hard. Fool, you should have trusted me earlier. Save your own kid. Why speak up only just now? Alf cursed himself. Reading Shook's mind sooner could save everyone. On the aisle, Roy chanted for his deity. Lord, smite that lizard race. Locke lost hope. Yet, Alf boldly advanced despite the tactical odds. Strike now. My life means nothing if the children survive safely. A butterfly fluttered by. He turned to Locke. Believe in miracles. A massive shadow cloaked the sky. Alf smiled. The grand beetle god answered. Roy offered his tribute. Divine Lord, please take this offering. Purge the lizards, but the snake froze, leaving Roy truly confused. The beast normally devours young prey swiftly. Looking up, Roy paled. A giant mantis glared at him terrifyingly. What is this beast a god to? Beside it, the snake god looked tiny and hissed in pure fear. Fang-crafted lattice forged from giant centipede cores and faith points. Currently, no other player can forge a dominant beast that fast. The twin-headed snake violently struck. It bit fiercely, but Lattice choked the vile snake in a single grip. The frog troops below instantly fled in total panic. Roy was almost crushed. The second head lunged, But Lattice's sickle cleanly struck. The snake god was cleanly split in two. Lattice's voice echoed with pure dread. A lowly water snake playing god, you are but a beast. I offer you to my master. Let your life atone for your foul sins. The sharp scythe slashed. The snake head fell instantly. The foul frog race idol was erased forever. Lattice won. Roars of glory erupted from the lizard tribe. Deep down, the lizard tribe humbly bowed to the beetle god. Watching Lattice's rampage, Fang smiled gladly, though massive. Lattice fit the summoning room without crowding it. A random skill made Lattice's scythe strike truly lethal. At that very moment, Fang gained a new core essence. A jackpot. He never expected this. This core unlocks a supreme ruler domain. Fang activated it. But the system flat out refused. Fresh water blocked the domain. He had to wait. The time arrived. Roy trembled in pure terror. A two-headed snake god cannot die so easily. Frogs panicked. Lattice reported. Mission complete. Fang answered. Excellent work. Rest now. Lattice vanished. Alf rallied the troops. The frogs fled. The island is secure. Let us end this. Who knows the route? Locke stepped up boldly. Leave it to me. The lizard knight declared. Let us fight. Boss Alf sighed. Too dangerous. You are not soldiers. But the lizards insisted. They sacrificed our kids. We demand bloody justice. Alf saw their burning wrath. A truly justified rage. Justice warriors, I will fight beside you. Alf roared the final charge. Save the sacrifices. The lizard race charged. The children were safe. Truly safe, Locke wept while hugging his child. Alf breathed deep. He signaled Jack. Prepare the boats. Evacuate the children safely now. Ambush the village rear. Create massive chaos. Jack smirked. A brutal two-pronged attack. Alf nodded firmly. Once you lure them out, I will strike from the water. Jack hesitated. Alf smirked. He revealed a divine new blessing. These black scales hide us perfectly in darkness. The frog village fell into total chaos. Before they could breathe, the lizards surrounded them. Such lightning speed defied logic. The frogs drew bows. But the knights struck faster. Alf slashed Roy. Yet Roy chanted a dark prayer. I offered many sacrifices, great God. Save me. The spear pierced his heart. Your false god is dead. From afar, Shook watched helplessly. Total ruin. He readied poison. But the lizards were fully immune. His dirty tricks failed entirely. As Shook fled, Alf emerged. Found your hiding spot. Shook collapsed. Trembling in terror at Alf, Alf glared coldly. Stand up like a true warrior. Draw your weapon. Defend your remaining pride. Shook begged in terror, please. We are old friends. My father forced me. He lied through his teeth. I will trade the poison arrow secrets, take it all. Alf's gaze turned deadly. What is that? Shook grinned. Tendons. His eyes narrowed. From what beast? Pure terror gripped Shook. Alf already knew. During Shook's past visit, they had discussed this deadly bowstring. He claimed only the frogs knew its secret. Yet lizardmen acquired it so easily. They tested countless materials. But every attempt failed. Now it made sense. Frogs slaughtered lizardmen just to harvest their tendons. Alf opened the tent. You are free now. Leave. No more grudges. My vow is fulfilled. Begone. Without a thought, Shook bolted away, expecting death. He fled. Locke stared. You're truly sparing him, Alf nodded. I hold no grudge. But my clan's blood debt demands payment. Suddenly, an arrow pierced Shook's leg. Pure agony erupted. He violently crashed into the dirt. One lizardman surrounded him. One brutal final strike ended his pathetic life. The bloody war between frogs and lizards finally ended. Days later, through hellish training, Alf's swordsmanship grew terrifying. His arrows were fully upgraded. But one issue remained. The bowstring was flawless. But full power shattered the bow. If only a supreme material existed to reinforce the grip. Laxahid. Nothing stronger remains in this forest. Frogs use identical parts. But our bows cannot handle true lizard strength. Off agreed. We cannot stay in these woods forever. Winter nears. To feed the herd, we must migrate southward. Lo nodded. Those beasts require far more food than this. The cold sickens our infants. Off then asked about the frogs. Locke reported the enemies were wiped out, finding an anomaly during the hunt. A noise abruptly cut him off. Carol peeked, discovering a shivering lizard child hiding nearby. What are you doing? Little guy. The boy startled. Miss, are you looking for Chief off too? Carol noticed an object. It was a masterfully carved wooden figure. One glance and Alf knew. It was the legendary guardian deity. He gently returned it, praising the child's brilliant craftsmanship. The kid smiled. A gift for our Grand Chief. Lach grinned. Our village kids absolutely love carving these charms. They trade them constantly. Carol grew curious. Are there many more? The boy nodded. The holy deity who saved us. Off's heart warmed at their pure faith. He turned. Carve more. Everyone must carry one. The Grand Protector will guide our path. Suddenly, Alf recalled Lo's interrupted report. Loach had found a sacred cavern. Alf's eyes blazed with excitement. He immediately ordered Lo to lead. Soon, they reached a pitch-black abyss. The remaining frogs hide here. They are trapped. Loach sensed an ominous aura, an ancient buried secret. Off froze, his gaze locked onto the mystical cave wall carvings. A truly flawless masterpiece. What god forged these ancient carvings? The lines perfectly mirrored the insectoid race's crest. Fang fell dead silent. Realizing the truth, an ancient ruin, this domain hid secrets, promising divine miracles and dark magic. The hidden relics held immense power, pure magical aura of a true god. Such blessed zones were always bound to a sacred domain. Yet, the lizardman civilization remained incredibly primitive, useless for nomads. But Fang secretly awaited a divine miracle, not a magical ruin. Off slowly pushed the massive stone doors. Divine light erupted. Who dares disturb this king's slumber? Wandering strangers. Welcome to the magic realm. A hidden chamber opened. A towering bridge loomed like crashing ocean waves. Carol stared anxiously. Summon nameless beetle god Off instantly rejected it. Never bother a god for trivial things. We crush them ourselves. A beastly roar echoed. Thousands of glowing red eyes pierced the abyss. True forms emerged, chilling their blood to absolute ice. Giant rats. Off was shocked. Rats could never mutate this big. Someone yelled. They must be nutrious. Once common prey. They were normally barely 60 centimeters long. These beasts spanned nearly a meter, weighing dozens of kilos. Deadly. Normal nutrias never formed packs, let alone challenged humans. Off gave them a fitting title. Demonic rats. Wild beasts never rampaged without a trigger. Instead of fleeing, they attacked Off. Suspected they were temple guards. He signaled, roaring to raise weapons. The beasts charged, but lizardmen's spears shredded them into absolute oblivion. The rest fled in panic. Totally crushed, Off stared at the giant corpses. This demon meat looked extremely filling. We could trap and breed them like wild bison. If this worked, breeding fish was next. But wouldn't they go extinct? In every swamp and pond he ever explored, the fish supply always vanished completely. Locke slowly shook his head. That was never the law during the glorious era of the frog tribe. Fish multiplied naturally. The frog tribe banned hunting during mating. Suddenly, a soldier's scream violently shattered the silence. Off instantly spun around. What happened? The soldier agonized over a savage wound. A burnt stench arose. Off quickly inspected the bizarre injury. Not a single bite. Just touching it burned like hellfire. The soldier screamed. Crackling static electricity hissed from the dead demonic rat. Off recklessly reached out, pressing a finger against it. Wild energy erupted, fully paralyzing him. Carol screamed. Tense. Are you hurt? Off gripped his numb hand, snapping it with immense force. Only Fang, standing behind him, truly understood this terrifying phenomenon. True magic ruins, just as feared. Here, gods aren't the only absolute power. During Fang's past victory, he unleashed humanity's peak science. Nuclear devastation, not divine miracles. In ancient eras, divine power and science actually coexisted peacefully. But in this modern age, they clash in devastating war. If humanity blindly worships gods, their scientific foundation crumbles completely. Conversely, grandmasters of science refuse to bow before any divine being. Yet, here, a terrifying third force awakened. Absolute and overwhelming magic. Magic and divine power are locked in an eternal conflict, completely unlike modern science. This eternal war rages because magic commands its own supreme system. Historically, entities wielding god-tier magic were utterly invincible and completely unstoppable. Magic sovereigns demanded worship like deities, refusing to bow to holy beings. As modern science advanced rapidly, the magical aura slowly faded away. But not all magic stood against the overwhelming power of gods. Fang secured countless victories through magic. The key wasn't pure divinity, but a perfect synthesis of divine power, science, deities, and dark magic. Fang deeply understood this law. He dared unleash magic when cornered. However, he never expected this fateful moment would arrive so quickly. The system chimed, identifying it ruins of ancient demonic magic. These ruins granted a terrifying blessing to master demonic sorcery. This overwhelming effect didn't just bind to one single body. Within the clan system, specifically the Offs clan, anyone could inherit this. But therein lay the true, terrifying threat. Inherited through generations, this magic fused and amplified, birthing true sorcerers. And their pure power came not from gods, but ancient demons. Thus, gods and magic remained locked in eternal bloodshed. According to the ancient records, pure magic brought little luck, as sorcerers frequently betrayed their masters. Yet, compared to pure divine or mixed paths, this remained utterly terrifying. At that exact moment, a manta-ray beast glided toward Off. Hey, wanderer, crave this absolute power. Speak, and I shall manifest it entirely for you.